Have you ever trusted someone with all your heart, only to realize that the same person could break it into 1,000 pieces? This is the story of a powerful young woman who had everything: success, wealth, respect. But one betrayal almost destroyed her life. And this is also the story of how an unexpected person entered her life and changed everything forever. In one of the biggest cities in the United States lived a young woman named Sophia Carter. Sophia was not just beautiful, she was also extremely intelligent, confident, and independent. At a very young age, she had built a powerful company with her hard work and brilliant ideas. People in the business world admired her success. Many young entrepreneurs looked up to her as a role model. Sophia believed in one simple rule: work harder than everyone else, and success will follow you. She spent most of her time in meetings, planning strategies, and leading her company toward bigger achievements. Her office was located in a tall glass building in the heart of the city. From the top floor, she could see the entire skyline: busy streets, shining lights, and endless opportunities. Every morning she walked into the office with confidence. Employees respected her leadership and trusted her decisions. Even though she was young, she had the mindset of a true leader. But behind all the success, there was one thing missing in her life. She had never truly experienced love. Sophia always believed that one day she would meet someone who would understand her, respect her dreams, and walk beside her in life. But she never rushed into relationships because she valued trust and loyalty more than anything else. One day, her company organized a very important business meeting. Several investors and business partners from different companies were invited to discuss a large project. It was a huge opportunity that could take Sophia's company to the next level. The conference room was filled with executives, assistants, and advisors. Everyone was discussing numbers, strategies, and future plans. That was when a young businessman walked into the room. His name was Daniel Brooks. Daniel was the owner of a fast-growing tech company. He was confident, well-dressed, and extremely charming. When Sophia and Daniel met for the first time, something unexpected happened. Their conversation was natural and smooth. They quickly realized that they had similar ambitions, similar ideas about business, and similar ways of thinking. During the meeting, they often exchanged thoughts and opinions. Sophia was impressed by Daniel's intelligence and vision. Daniel, on the other hand, was fascinated by Sophia's leadership and confidence. After the meeting ended, Daniel approached Sophia and said, "I have to admit, I rarely meet someone who understands business the way you do." Sophia smiled politely and replied, "And I rarely meet someone who challenges my ideas in such an interesting way." That small conversation was the beginning of something new. Over the next few weeks, their business discussions continued. Sometimes they met for meetings, sometimes for coffee, and sometimes for dinner to talk about their project. Slowly, their professional relationship started turning into friendship. They laughed together, shared stories about their journeys, and began understanding each other on a deeper level. Sophia felt comfortable around Daniel. For the first time in her life, she felt that someone truly understood her world: the pressure, the ambition, the dreams. Daniel also admired Sophia deeply. He respected her strength and dedication. As time passed, their friendship slowly turned into something more emotional. Their conversations became longer. Their meetings became more frequent. And without realizing it, they started caring about each other. Sophia, who had always protected her heart, finally allowed herself to believe in love. One evening, Daniel invited her to a beautiful rooftop restaurant overlooking the city lights. The sky was filled with stars, and the cool wind carried a calm feeling through the night. Daniel looked at Sophia and said softly, "You know, Sophia, I've met many successful people in my life, but I've never met someone like you." Sophia felt her heart beating faster. Daniel continued, "You're not just smart, you're strong, kind, and inspiring, and I think I'm falling in love with you." Sophia remained silent for a moment. Her mind was full of emotions. For years she had focused only on her career, but now someone had entered her life who made her feel something she had never felt before. She looked into Daniel's eyes and said quietly, "Maybe I'm falling for you too." From that moment, their relationship officially began. They started spending more time together. Business meetings turned into romantic dinners. Work trips turned into vacations. Their love story was growing stronger day by day. Sophia believed she had finally found the person she had been waiting for. She trusted Daniel completely. She shared her dreams, her fears, and even her future plans with him. Daniel promised her that he would always stand beside her. Sophia's life felt perfect. Her company was successful, and her heart was finally happy. But sometimes life hides its biggest storms behind the most beautiful skies. And Sophia had no idea that the person she trusted the most would soon become the reason for the biggest heartbreak of her life. At that time, Sophia truly believed her life had become perfect. Her company was growing fast. Her reputation in the business world was getting stronger, and her relationship with Daniel was also becoming deeper every day. Daniel often visited her office, sometimes to discuss business ideas and sometimes just to spend time with her. Sophia trusted him more than anyone else. She believed that Daniel was the person who would stand beside her forever. Months passed, and their relationship looked beautiful from the outside. They attended business events together, went on trips, and shared many memorable moments. Sophia even started thinking about a future with him. For the first time in her life, she imagined a life where success and love could exist together. But slowly, things began to change. Daniel started becoming busy. At first, Sophia did not notice it much. She thought he was simply focusing on his company. But gradually, his behavior became different. His phone was always busy. Sometimes he canceled meetings at the last minute. Sometimes he disappeared for days without proper explanation. Sophia tried not to doubt him. She always believed that trust is the foundation of love. One evening, Sophia planned a special dinner for Daniel. She wanted to celebrate a big achievement in her company, but Daniel called her at the last moment and said he had an urgent meeting and could not come. Sophia felt a little disappointed, but she still trusted him. A few days later, something happened that changed everything. One of Sophia's colleagues accidentally showed her a social media post. In that photo, Daniel was standing with another woman at a luxury resort. They looked very close, much closer than normal friends. Sophia felt something strange in her heart. At first, she tried to ignore it. She told herself that maybe it was just a misunderstanding. But deep inside, a quiet fear started growing. That night, Sophia decided to ask Daniel directly. When they met, Sophia calmly showed him the photo and asked, "Who is she?" Daniel looked surprised for a moment, but then he quickly said it was just a business partner. He laughed and told Sophia not to worry. Sophia wanted to believe him, but after that day, more signs started appearing. Daniel became colder. He stopped sharing things with her. Sometimes he avoided her calls. Finally, one evening, Sophia decided to confront him again. This time, she wanted the truth. They met in Daniel's apartment. Sophia looked at him seriously and said, "Daniel, I need you to be honest with me. Something feels wrong." Daniel stayed silent for a few seconds. Then he said something that broke Sophia's heart completely. He said, "Sophia, I think we should end this relationship." Sophia felt like the world stopped moving. She asked softly, "Why?" Daniel avoided her eyes and said, "I don't think this relationship will work. I want something different in life." Sophia could not believe what she was hearing. After everything they had shared, after all the promises, he was walking away as if nothing had ever mattered. Later, Sophia discovered the painful truth. Daniel had already started a relationship with another wealthy woman who could help his business grow faster. He had not only betrayed her love, he had also used her trust. That night, Sophia returned home with tears in her eyes. The strong, confident woman who once inspired thousands of people was now completely broken inside. Her heart was shattered, and unfortunately, this heartbreak would soon begin affecting every part of her life, including the company she had built with so much hard work. After Daniel left her life, everything started changing for Sophia. The woman who was once confident, powerful, and full of energy suddenly became quiet and distant. She stopped smiling the way she used to. Her heart was heavy, and the pain of betrayal was always in her mind. Every memory with Daniel felt like a sharp wound. At first, Sophia tried to focus on work again, but it was not easy. Whenever she entered the office, she remembered how Daniel used to sit across the table during meetings. The same conference room now felt empty. The same office that once gave her confidence now reminded her of heartbreak. Slowly, her performance started changing. She began canceling meetings. Important decisions were delayed. Investors started noticing that something was wrong. Some projects that once looked very promising began losing direction. Employees also felt the difference. They respected Sophia deeply, but they could see that their boss was not the same person anymore. The strong leader who once guided everyone with confidence now looked lost in her own thoughts. Within a few months, the company started facing serious problems. A few important clients decided to work with other companies. Some investors pulled back their support. For the first time since Sophia had built the company, things were going downhill. Sophia felt guilty. She knew that the company was not just her dream, it was also the livelihood of hundreds of employees. But the emotional pain inside her heart was too strong. Around that same time, a new employee joined the company. His name was Arjun Mehta. Arjun was an Indian software engineer who had recently moved to the United States for work. He was not rich or famous. He came from a simple background, but he was extremely hardworking and intelligent. His calm nature and positive attitude made him different from many others. On his first day, Arjun noticed something unusual in the office atmosphere. The employees looked worried, and the energy in the company felt low. One afternoon, Arjun accidentally saw Sophia sitting alone in her office after everyone had left. She was staring out the large glass window at the city lights. Her face showed deep sadness. Arjun hesitated for a moment, but then he politely knocked on the door. Sophia turned around and said quietly, "Yes?" Arjun said respectfully, "I'm sorry to disturb you, ma'am. I just wanted to discuss a project idea with you." Sophia allowed him to come inside. As Arjun explained his idea, Sophia noticed something interesting. The young man was confident but humble. He spoke clearly and showed genuine passion for improving the company's technology. For the first time in many days, Sophia felt slightly interested in a conversation. They talked about the project for a while. Before leaving, Arjun said something simple but meaningful. He said, "Ma'am, I believe this company still has huge potential. Sometimes we just need a new perspective." Sophia looked at him quietly. His words were simple, but they carried honesty. Over the next few weeks, Arjun continued working very hard. His ideas started improving several systems in the company. Slowly, a few small projects began showing positive results. But more importantly, Arjun's attitude was different. He always spoke with respect, and he never treated Sophia like a broken person. Instead, he treated her like the strong leader she once was. One evening during a late work session, Arjun gently said something that stayed in Sophia's mind. He said, "Ma'am, life can break us sometimes, but strong people don't stay broken forever." Sophia remained silent for a moment. Those words slowly began changing something inside her heart. For the first time after many months, Sophia started thinking, maybe her story was not over yet. Maybe this was not the end. Maybe this was the beginning of something new. After that conversation with Arjun, something slowly began changing inside Sophia. His words were simple, but they carried honesty and strength. For the first time after many painful months, Sophia started believing that maybe she could rebuild her life again. The next morning, she walked into the office with a slightly different attitude. It was not the same confidence she once had, but it was a small step forward. Arjun continued working with full dedication. His ideas started improving several important systems in the company. Slowly, some projects began moving in the right direction again. Sophia noticed how hardworking and sincere he was. Unlike many people in the business world, Arjun never tried to impress her or gain personal benefits. He simply focused on doing his work honestly. Day by day, Sophia started involving herself more in the company again. She attended meetings, reviewed strategies, and listened to new ideas. Arjun often helped her analyze technical plans and business solutions. Their conversations became longer and more comfortable. They discussed work, life, challenges, and dreams. Sophia realized that Arjun was not only intelligent, but also kind and respectful. He never judged her past. Instead, he encouraged her to focus on the future. Months passed and the company slowly began recovering. Investors noticed the positive changes. New clients started returning. Employees once again felt hopeful and motivated. The company that was once falling apart was now rising again, stronger than before. Sophia knew that Arjun had played a big role in this change. One evening, she invited him for dinner to thank him for everything he had done for the company. They went to a quiet restaurant with a beautiful view of the city lights. During the dinner, Sophia looked at him and said, "Arjun, when you came into this company, everything was falling apart, including me. But somehow you helped bring everything back." Arjun smiled softly and replied, "Sometimes people just need someone who believes in them again." Sophia felt warmth in her heart. The pain that once controlled her life was slowly disappearing. In its place, a new feeling was growing: trust. Over time, their friendship became deeper. They spent more time together, not just as boss and employee, but as two people who understood each other. Arjun admired Sophia's strength and determination. Sophia admired Arjun's honesty and loyalty. Slowly, their friendship turned into love. But this love felt different from the past. It was not based on excitement or charm. It was built on respect, trust, and understanding. One evening, Arjun took Sophia to the same rooftop where she once had dinner with Daniel long ago. The city lights were shining under the night sky. But this time, Sophia did not feel pain when she looked at the skyline. She felt peace. Arjun looked at her and said gently, "Sophia, life brought us together in a very unexpected way, but I want to spend my future with you." Then he asked softly, "Will you marry me?" Sophia's eyes filled with tears, but this time they were tears of happiness. She smiled and said, "Yes." A few months later, they got married in a beautiful ceremony surrounded by friends and family. On the wedding day, Sophia held Arjun's hand and said softly, "I only want one promise from you. Never betray me." Arjun looked into her eyes and replied, "I promise. I will always respect your trust." From that day forward, they built a new life together. Sophia's company became even more successful than before, and Arjun became an important partner in both her business and her life. Together, they supported each other through every challenge and every success. The woman who was once broken by betrayal had found something much stronger than revenge. She found true love, respect, and a partner who valued her heart. And sometimes life teaches us the most powerful lesson. The person who breaks your heart is not the end of your story, because somewhere in the world, someone better is waiting to help you start a new chapter.